I've been heavy probably most of my life. I can't remember a time that I wasn't heavy. Of course, there have been times that I've been, a little bit slimmer. I think the smallest I've ever been was about 225 pounds. And that was my early 20s when I was working waiting tables. And my sister always laughed when I used to tell people I worked at Chili's, and I would always tell people I worked on every Chili's, well, most of the Chili's off of 96 in Michigan. But anyways, that was about the only time that I can remember that I was that skinny for me. I don't think I'd ever be skinny. But I've always struggled with my weight. Early on, even as an elementary school, I remember kids, making fun of me, calling me Twinkie. In high school, I was called Kubiak from the show on TV. I hated it. Was made fun of because I wore sweatpants. Not just because I was a bigger guy, that was part of it, but I also liked it because they were comfortable. So, it's always been in the back of my head. And when I came out, and started to look for, somebody to spend my life with, I found out that not everybody, especially gay guys, found a big guy attractive. So that was a struggle, and I remember when I first came out, I wasn't very honest about my weight, and learned that the hard way not to do that. So it's always a struggle. I probably am at the heaviest I've been in a while, and not very happy at this weight. One would think, you're probably thinking, well, if you're so unhappy, why don't you change it? I guess right now I'm just really lacking the motivation. It seems really like an uphill battle. I've been heavy all my life, so I'm just... And I think a lot of it is my eating habits. I've ate so poorly for so long that... And my habits, like, I don't exercise. It's all these things. It's the typical things. I know what I need to do, but it's a real challenge. And I think the key of it is my self-esteem. I've recently realized, I've known a while that I've had a poor self-esteem, but I've realized recently how low of a self-esteem I have, and how it's connected to how I feel about myself and how others look at me. And with my last breakup, I was single for a very long time, for about over 10 years, and I'd kind of given up hope. I didn't think I was ever going to find somebody, that I found me attractive back and wanted to spend time with me. And when that ended, it brought up all the fears and abandonment and everything that went with it. And, I'm not going to lie, but, I, have been naughty, as you say, and I'm not really proud of that, but it is what it is. But I also realize how some of the choices I make is connected to how I feel about myself. And I've just really been struggling, like, okay, how do you start to feel better about yourself? Like, I'm aware, I know that I'm unhappy being big. I know what I need to do. I know that I feel bad about myself, but when you feel bad about yourself and are depressed, you don't want to put the effort into it. When you don't feel good, the least that you want to do is get up for a walk, or and so I really struggle. I love regular soda. I wish I could drink it all the time. But when I do it, I gain a lot of weight. So I really have been trying hard to drink diet soda. And now I'm trying to drink bottled water. Like today I bought a bottle of water. And it's okay, but I just need to get in the habit. And I want to be happy, and I want to have a full life. And I know that I'm working at it. I'm going to school. I'm in my 4th quarter. I'm doing really well. But I really struggle. I've lived here almost 2 years, and I don't have a lot of friends. And that's a lot my fault, because I get depressed, or I get down, and I just hide in my apartment. And I need to get out there. I get hurt, and then I pull back. And I know that's not healthy. Yeah, I've got a lot of friends all over, Chicago, Michigan, Florida, but what I really need is friends nearby that I can just go over to, or they can come over to my place. And I'd love to have a boyfriend that appreciated me and loved me for who I am, but really what I miss and lack and really just crave is connection. You can get that from a friend, and I struggle because here in Columbus I don't have a lot of connection. So basically all I do is school and sleep and eat and internet, and so I really struggle with that. And like I said, I know that I'm working on it, and I'm slowly but surely, but I don't like hating the way I look. And I know that if I have this attitude where I don't like myself, that's what I'm portraying to everyone else, and that's part of the reason why I'm single. But it's really hard dating. It's just like, okay, either people are guarded, or they're just looking for sex, or they're just, I don't know, out in left space. I can't explain it. And it's just really tough being a bigger person. Back in my mind I think, okay, the only way I'm going to get a boyfriend is for me to be skinny. But then I see guys who are my size that have, boyfriends that are not heavy. And I wish that I was attracted to guys my size, and I'm not. I like guys that are opposite of me. Of course, the guys that tend to not like me and tend to reject me, or just want, And that was another thing when I first learned about guys that like bigger guys, smaller guys. And I found that a lot of them just wanted one thing and one thing only, and that was really devastating. So it's just like, I feel like I've just had a lot of rejection. Who has it? Rejection's tough. Rejection is probably one of the hardest things you'll have to encounter, and then the loneliness. And I'm just trying to figure out how to still be who I am, the caring, nice, loving guy that I am, but then also have a little bit of a backbone and maybe not let things bother me so much, and not take things personal. So when somebody does something to me, or in a case a guy leaves me or says something not very nice to me, I just realize that that's them, but I'm not fully there. I still wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm sensitive, and I know these are all good things, but some people see them as bad, and for a long time I was confused and thought that my good qualities were bad. I believed everyone else. I didn't believe in myself, and that's what I want to do, is I want to start believing in myself. And I can't wait for everyone else to believe me. I have. I wanted certain people in my life to love me and treat me the way I wanted to. My father, and I could wait till I'm blue in the face, and it's just never going to happen. And I can't. I need to stop waiting. I just need to take care of myself. I'm really good at taking care of other people for the most part, but I'm horrible at taking care of myself. And that's what I want to start to do. I want to start caring about myself and loving myself. And that's just what I'm having trouble with right now. So anyways, I think that's it. I've exposed what's going on and how I feel and who I am, and I just want to have a life that I love. And right now I can't say I love my life. I'm pretty miserable for the most part, and yeah, some of you are going to say, well, stop being so negative, and I got to be who I am, and that's part of who I'm expressing. Especially when I'm on Facebook, I'll put a status message, and sometimes people I don't know, they just, to a point I agree. You can't be negative all the time, and you got to have a positive, but you also have to have the other side. You have to express the way you feel, and that's just who I am, and you know, you can't. I realize I try, and I still try to do this. I try to change other people, and I realize you can't do it. And the only one you can change is yourself.